Do you feel your body becoming a prison, aches, weakness, the fear of a sudden cramp dictating your life? This is not your destiny. The key to freedom is not what you think. Stay with me, because the final practice we will explore together holds the power to truly set you free. The misunderstanding. My dear friends, let us spend some time together today. Let us explore a question that touches so many of us as we journey through life. It is the question of the body, the question of its changes, and the feelings of weakness or pain that can arise. The topic presented is one of a vitamin, a single substance that promises to resolve the challenge of cramps, to restore a strength that we associate with a younger self. This is a very common way of thinking in our modern world. We search for the simple answer, the direct solution. If there is a problem, there must be a pill. If there is a discomfort, there must be something we can consume to make it disappear. And this is understandable. It comes from a deep desire for ease, for a life without suffering. But I invite you to consider this from a different perspective today. Perhaps the cramp, the weakness, the tremor in the leg is not just an enemy to be defeated with a supplement. Perhaps it is a messenger. And if it is a messenger, what is its message? To simply silence the messenger without ever hearing what it has to say is to miss a profound opportunity for learning, for growth, for a deeper kind of healing. The body is not a machine that is simply broken and needs a replacement part. It is a living, breathing, incredibly intelligent ecosystem. It is constantly speaking to us, constantly striving for balance, for harmony. The pain we feel, the cramp that seizes a muscle in the middle of the night, is a very loud, very clear signal that something within this ecosystem is out of balance. It is a call for our attention. The search for a single vitamin is the search for a shortcut. We want to bypass the conversation. We want to tell the body, be quiet, I have fixed you, and then continue on as before. But what if the way we were living before was the very cause of the imbalance? What if the cramp is not a sign of a lack of one particular nutrient, but a sign of a deeper lack of connection? A lack of connection to our own physical structure, to the way we move, the way we hold ourselves, the way we breathe, a lack of connection to the ground beneath our feet. The body is a reflection of the mind, and the mind is a reflection of the body. They are not separate. A tension in our life, a constant state of rushing, of anxiety, of holding on. This mental and emotional tension inevitably becomes physical tension. It settles in our muscles, it restricts our blood flow, it shortens our breath. And then, one day, a muscle screams. So, when we ask, what vitamin can I take? We are asking the wrong question. It is a question that looks outward for a solution that can only truly be found by turning inward. It is a question that seeks to add something from the outside, when the real work is to cultivate something on the inside. The strength of a 40-year-old is not just a chemical state. It is a state of flow, of energy, of resilience, of a certain relationship with gravity and with movement. To try and reclaim that by swallowing a pill is like trying to understand a beautiful piece of music by analyzing the chemical composition of the violin. You will learn something, yes, but you will miss the music entirely. You will miss the essence. The true vitamin we are searching for is not a substance. It is a practice. It is a form of awareness. It is a way of being. And this is something no one can sell you. It is something you and only you can cultivate for yourself. It is a path of rediscovery, of listening to the wisdom that is already present within you. The pain is a teacher. It is a very strict teacher, sometimes a very harsh teacher, but its lessons are invaluable if we are willing to listen. It asks us to stop, to pay attention. It forces us to become aware of a part of our body that we have been ignoring. How often do you truly feel your legs? Not just use them to get from one place to another, but to feel the network of muscles, the strength in the bones, the articulation of the joints. The messenger of pain is inviting you into a relationship with your own body, a relationship built not on demand and command, but on listening and responding. It is asking for a dialogue. The promise of a quick fix denies this dialogue. It encourages us to continue ignoring the body, to treat it as an object that is misbehaving. But this approach only leads to further imbalance down the road. The true path to lasting strength and freedom from pain is the path of understanding. understanding the message, and then gently, patiently, lovingly making the changes that the message is calling for. This is where our journey begins today, not with a bottle of pills, but with the courage to listen. Let us think of a river. When a river flows freely, it is powerful and full of life. It nourishes the land around it. But if we build a dam, if we throw stones and debris into the water, the flow is blocked. The water becomes stagnant. Pressure builds up in one place, and other places become dry and starved. A muscle cramp is like this. It is a point of stagnation. It is a blockage in the flow of energy, of blood, of life force, what in some traditions is called Qi. The question is not what to add to the stagnant water. The question is how to remove the blockage. How do we gently, carefully remove the stones and debris so that the river can flow freely once more? The vitamin, the pill, is like pouring a special chemical into the stagnant pool, hoping it will fix everything. But the true solution is to address the dam itself. It is to restore the natural flow. This requires a different kind of effort. It requires patience. It requires skill, and most of all, it requires a deep respect for the nature of the river itself. Our bodies are this river. Our task is to become the gentle guardian of this river, ensuring its unimpeded flow. The mindset of the quick fix assumes that the body is unintelligent. It assumes that this complex system, honed over millennia of evolution, is somehow foolish, and we, with our conscious thinking minds, are the smart ones who must force it into submission. But the opposite is true. The wisdom of the body is immense, far surpassing the small, narrow focus of our conscious thoughts. Your body knows how to heal. It knows how to find balance. It is doing it every single second of every day without your conscious intervention. It digests your food, it fights off invaders, it repairs cells as you sleep. Its intelligence is profound. The problem is that our modern lifestyle, our modern mindset, often interferes with this natural intelligence. We override its signals. We numb its messages. We create so much noise, so much tension, so much distraction that we disrupt the body's innate ability to self-regulate. The cramp is the body's intelligence screaming through the noise we have created, saying, "Stop, please listen, something needs to change." The most powerful vitamin we can ever take is the simple act of stepping back, reducing the noise, and allowing that innate intelligence to do its work. Inner foundation. So if the answer is not a pill, what is it? Where do we begin this journey of listening and restoring flow? We begin where we are. We begin with the ground. We begin with our feet. This is the true foundation. The strength of a house is not in its beautiful roof or its decorated walls. It is in its foundation. If the foundation is weak, the entire structure is unstable. For us as human beings, our foundation is our connection to the earth through the soles of our feet. As we age, we often lose this connection. We live in our heads. We worry about the past, we plan for the future, and we forget that we are here now, standing on the earth. Our balance becomes precarious, our steps become hesitant, our leg muscles become tense and weak because they are no longer supported by a stable base. They are trying to do the work of the foundation all by themselves. I invite you to try something very simple. Right now, if you are able, stand up, take off your shoes if possible, and just stand. Feel the floor or the ground beneath you. Feel the texture, the temperature. Bring all of your awareness, all of your attention into the soles of your feet. Can you feel the heel? Can you feel the ball of the foot? Can you feel each of your 10 toes resting on the surface? Most of us stand without ever thinking about it. We place our weight unevenly, we lock our knees, we hold tension in our hips. For a moment, just explore. Gently shift your weight forward, then back. Shift it from side to side. Find the place in the very center where you feel most stable, most balanced. The place where you require the least amount of muscular effort to simply stand upright. This is the beginning of finding your root. A tree does not strain to hold itself up. Its strength comes from its roots, which spread deep and wide into the earth. The roots draw nourishment, but they also provide an unshakable anchor. From this stable, rooted base, the trunk can rise, the branches can be flexible, and the leaves can dance in the wind. We must become like the tree. Our legs are our trunk, and our feet are our roots. When you find that point of perfect balance on your feet, imagine that you are growing roots down into the floor, deep into the earth. Feel a sense of stability, of solidity. Then soften everything else. Unlock your knees. Let them be soft and slightly bent, like shock absorbers. Release any tension in your thighs. Let your hips be heavy and relaxed. Let your spine grow tall, as if a gentle string is pulling the crown of your head towards the sky. And breathe deeply. This simple act of standing with awareness is the most potent vitamin you can give your legs. You are re-educating your body. You are reminding it of its relationship with gravity. Instead of fighting against gravity, you are learning to cooperate with it. You are allowing the skeleton to do its job of holding you up, so the muscles can do their job of moving you. When muscles are forced to do the job of the skeleton, to constantly brace and hold and stabilize, they become chronically tight, fatigued, and starved of blood flow. This is the perfect breeding ground for cramps. A tense muscle is a dehydrated, undernourished muscle. By finding your foundation, by rooting yourself to the earth and allowing your structure to align, you are inviting the muscles to let go. You are inviting them to soften, to lengthen, to breathe. This is not a one-time fix. It is a practice. It is a new way of inhabiting your own body. Practice this standing for just a few minutes every day, when you are waiting for the kettle to boil, when you are standing in a queue, when you are brushing your teeth. In these small moments, you can practice coming home to your foundation. You are cultivating a new habit, a new pattern in your nervous system. You are teaching your body a state of relaxed readiness instead of a state of tense anxiety. The strength you will build is not the rigid, brittle strength of a bodybuilder. It is the resilient, flexible, and enduring strength of a bamboo stalk. It is a strength that comes from alignment, not from force. It is a strength that is deeply connected to a sense of calm and stability, both physically and mentally. This practice of finding your inner foundation is the first step in removing the dam in the river. You are clearing away the biggest stones at the base of the blockage. As you do this, you might notice subtle shifts. Perhaps your balance feels a little better. Perhaps your legs feel a little less tired at the end of the day. Perhaps the fear of that sudden, painful cramp begins to recede, replaced by a quiet confidence in your body's own stability. This is not a magic trick. It is the logical, natural result of restoring a fundamental connection that was lost. The vitamin is awareness. The restoration of strength is the rediscovery of your root. And from this root, everything else can begin to heal and grow. This is a strength that comes from within. It is a strength that is always available to you at any age. You just need to remember how to access it. Cultivating flow. Once we have begun to establish our foundation, our root, the next step is to encourage the river to flow again. We have cleared the largest stones from the base of the dam, and now we must gently coax the water to move, to circulate, to bring life and nourishment to every part of the landscape of our body. This cultivation of flow is the second essential vitamin in our inner pharmacy. Stagnation is the mother of pain. Flow is the mother of health. Where there is free flow of blood, of energy, of lymph, there is vitality. Where there is blockage, there is dysfunction. The cramp is a cry from a muscle that is being starved by stagnation. Our work is to re-establish the pathways of nourishment. And we do this not through force, but through gentle, mindful movement. Let us return to our rooted standing position. Feet firmly connected to the earth, knees soft, hips relaxed, spine long. From this place of stability, we can begin to introduce movement. Imagine your body is made of water, not solid bone and muscle, and begin to gently, slowly shift your weight from one foot to the other. Feel the full leg and the empty leg. The movement should be initiated from your center, from your hips, not from your upper body. It should be smooth, continuous, without any sharp or jerky motions. As you shift your weight fully onto your right foot, your left foot becomes light, empty. As you shift back to the left, the right becomes empty. This is the fundamental rhythm of walking, of living, the interplay of full and empty, of yin and yang. As you perform this simple, slow weight shifting, bring your awareness to your legs. Can you feel the muscles engaging and releasing in a gentle rhythm? As you shift onto the right leg, the muscles awaken to support you. As you shift away, they are given a moment of rest, of release. This is a natural pumping action. With each slow, mindful shift, you are squeezing the old stagnant fluid out of the muscle tissues and allowing fresh, oxygenated, nutrient-rich blood to flow in. You are manually, gently flushing the system. You are becoming your own medicine. This is far more powerful than any external substance because you are actively participating in your own healing process. You are restoring the body's natural function. Now, let us add the breath. The breath is the conductor of the orchestra of our inner energy. A short, shallow, tense breath creates a tense body. A long, deep, relaxed breath creates a relaxed body. As you continue to shift your weight, coordinate your breath with the movement. As you shift onto one leg, perhaps you breathe in. As you shift to the other, you breathe out. Find a rhythm that feels natural and calming to you. Allow the breath to be deep, to originate from your belly, not your chest. Imagine with each inhalation, you are drawing energy up from the earth, through the soles of your feet, up through your legs. And with each exhalation, you are releasing all the tension, all the staleness, all the holding, and letting it sink back into the earth to be transformed. This practice is a form of moving meditation. It is profoundly simple, yet its effects are incredibly deep. You are harmonizing your mind, your breath, and your body into one unified action. When the mind is calm and focused, the breath is deep and regular, and the body is moving in a relaxed, flowing way. The conditions for healing are perfect. The nervous system shifts from a state of fight or flight to a state of rest and digest, or more accurately, rest and repair. In this state, the body's innate intelligence can do its best work. Muscle fibers can relax and lengthen. Circulation can improve. The internal environment shifts from one of crisis and tension to one of safety and regeneration. The beauty of this practice is its gentleness. We are not trying to force the muscle to be strong. We are not doing strenuous exercise that might risk further strain or injury. We are coaxing, not commanding. We are inviting the body to remember its own natural grace, its own inherent fluidity. Think of a silk scarf floating on a gentle breeze. This is the quality of movement we are aiming for. There should be no strain. If you feel pain, you are trying too hard. The key is to do less, to be softer, to find the path of least resistance. The strength that arises from this practice is not the strength of hardness, but the strength of water. Water is soft, it yields, yet it can overcome any obstacle. It is the most powerful substance on earth because of its persistence and its ability to flow. When you practice this, you are cultivating this watery quality within yourself. You are dissolving the rigidity that leads to cramps and pain. You are rehydrating the tissues of your body, not just with water that you drink, but with the very flow of life itself. Spend 5 to 10 minutes each day with this simple flowing movement. Feel the warmth spreading through your legs. Feel the sense of release in your hips and lower back. Notice the quietness that begins to settle in your mind. This is the vitamin of flow. It is the act of consciously and lovingly removing the debris from your inner river, allowing it to nourish the entire landscape of your being. This is how you restore not just the strength of a younger person, but a far more valuable quality, the graceful, resilient, and flowing vitality of a balanced human being. Harmonizing opposites. A leg cramp is a state of extreme, uncontrolled yang. It is pure contraction, pure tension, pure hardness. There is no yin. There is no softness, no release, no yielding. The muscle is trapped in a state of doing, with no ability to be. Our modern world relentlessly celebrates yang. Be strong, be productive, push harder, go faster, never stop. We are encouraged to live in a state of constant contraction, both physically and mentally. We clench our jaws, we tighten our shoulders, we brace our legs, and we wonder why our bodies eventually scream at us in the form of a cramp. We have forgotten the other half of life. We have forgotten the wisdom of yin. The true strength of youth is not just its yang power, it is its yin suppleness, A young child can squat down with ease, their joints loose and their muscles pliable. They can fall and bounce back up. Their bodies have a beautiful balance of strength and softness. As we age, we tend to lose the yin. We become more rigid, more brittle in our bodies, and often in our minds as well. We hold on to old tensions, old hurts, old ideas. This inner rigidity manifests as physical stiffness. The vitamin we seek then is the conscious reintroduction of yin into our lives. It is the practice of softness, of yielding, of letting go. How do we practice this? We have already begun. The rooting in the foundation is a yin practice. We are not pushing against the earth. We are yielding to its support. The gentle, flowing movement is a cultivation of the transition between yin and yang. But we can go deeper. After you practice your gentle, flowing movements, take some time to simply sit or lie down. Consciously scan your body from head to toe. Notice where you are still holding tension. Is it in your jaw, your neck, your lower back, your legs? Do not judge it. Do not fight it. Simply notice it. And then, with your breath, you invite it to soften. As you exhale, imagine that tension melting away like ice on a warm day. Give it permission to release. This is a profound yin practice. It is the art of non-doing. The strength that this cultivates is immense. Think of a mighty oak tree in a storm. It is pure yang strength. It stands rigid against the wind, and sometimes in a powerful enough storm, it cracks and breaks. Now think of a bamboo stalk. It is slender. It seems weak. But when the wind blows, it bends, it yields, it touches the ground, and when the wind passes, it springs back up unharmed. This is the power of harmonizing yin and yang. The bamboo has its yang straightness and structure, but it also has its yin flexibility and ability to yield. This is the model for the strength we want to cultivate in our own bodies, a strength that is not brittle, but resilient. This applies to the very muscles of our legs. A truly strong muscle is not one that is permanently hard and contracted. A truly strong and healthy muscle is one that can contract powerfully when needed, yang, but can also relax and lengthen completely when not needed, yin. The cramp is the inability to access the yin phase, so our practice must be the deliberate, conscious practice of this yin phase. Gentle stretching can be a part of this, but it must be done with a yin attitude. Not forcing or pulling, but breathing into the stretch, inviting the muscle to lengthen, listening to its boundaries with respect. The most powerful practice is often simply bringing a soft, loving awareness to the muscles and inviting them to let go. This is the ultimate secret. The vitamin that stops cramps and restores strength is not a substance, but a state of being. It is the state of inner balance. It is learning to honor the yin as much as we honor the yang. It is learning to value rest as much as we value action. It is learning to be soft as much as we learn to be strong. When you bring this harmony into your body, you are not just preventing cramps. You are transforming your entire experience of life. You move with more grace. You feel more stable. You are more resilient to the stresses of life. You are no longer fighting your body. You are dancing with it. You are not trying to turn back the clock to 40. You are stepping into a new kind of vitality, a vitality born of wisdom, balance, and a deep, harmonious connection to the truth of your own being. This is a strength that age cannot diminish. In fact, it is a strength that only the wisdom of age can truly understand and cultivate. The final insight, the most powerful practice, is therefore to embrace the whole. Embrace the strength and the softness. Embrace the doing and the non-doing. Embrace the tension of life and the deep release of letting go. When you are standing, feel your root. When you are moving, feel your flow. And when you are resting, truly rest. Give yourself fully to the yin. Allow your body to release, to repair, to regenerate. In this cycle, this dance of opposites, you will find a strength that is profound, enduring, and deeply peaceful. You will find that the messenger of pain no longer needs to shout, because you have finally learned to listen to its whisper. This is not a retreat from life or a surrender to age. It is the very opposite. It is a deeper engagement with life an embrace of the profound wisdom that your body and your journey have to offer. The cramps, the weakness, they are not a verdict. They are an invitation to come home to yourself, to rediscover the quiet, unshakable foundation beneath your feet, and to learn the graceful dance of strength and surrender. This is the true vitality that awaits you. Not a return to the past, but the discovery of a more peaceful, powerful, and authentic present. I am 72 years old, and for the last few years, I've been so scared of my legs giving out or getting a Charlie horse in the night that I stopped going for my evening walks. After watching this, I didn't go buy a vitamin. I just went into my garden, took off my shoes, and stood on the grass. I tried to do what he said, just feel the ground. I started crying. I hadn't realized how much tension I was holding. It wasn't about strength, it was about fear. Thank you. Tonight I'm going for a short walk.